Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Aizat bin Muhammad Azmi. Matching number to 73404. For introduction, we want to define the export payment term. Export payment term is the crucial part of the international trade based on which the exporter and importer decide how to be final payment is to be processed. It's up to the two parties to decide and negotiate this term. To minimize the risk and facilities to the process, different types of payment are made available to the importer and exporter by which they can enter to the mutual agreement. Some payment methods are more favorable for the buyers and some are more favorable for the suppliers. There are four methods of the payment in international trade we want to highlight, like open account, invoice payment, documentary collection, and letter of credit. Firstly, we go to the first method, which is open account. Open account is say the where the goods are shipped and delivered before payment is made. In the open account methods, the importer is trusted to pay the exporter after receipt of goods. After they create the contract between seller and buyers, the seller ship the goods to the buyers, which the credit period attests. They usually into 30, 60, and 90 days periods, during which the buyer must to carry out for the full payment. Under this method, the exporter sends the invoice and the other document related to the transfer of title and possession of goods directly to the importer, and receipt of the such document, the importer remits the amount invoiced immediately. In the case credit period is allowed, the importer will make the payment at the expired dates of the credit period. This method is very simple and avoid the many complications and additional charges. For the entire risk, in this case, is of the exporter. Open account are the provided to the very attractive option for the buyers, especially in terms of cash flow. However, sellers face the high risk. Open accounts are usually only recommended for relatable and reputable for the buyers.
Hi and Assalamualaikum. My name is Muhammad Amir bin Muhammad Razali. My matching number is 273157. So I would like to continue the presentation about advance payment. So what is advance payment? Advance payment is the importer send payment directly to the exporter and trust for the exporter to send the goods and document. Basically, must know that advance payment is in the clean payment method, which is clean payment method consists open account that had be present by one Aizat and advance payment method that will be present by me. So as you can see on the slide, there are advance payment method process, which is the firstly the exporter and importer need to make a contract between of them. After that, the importer or buyer have to make a payment to the exporter or seller. After the seller or exporter receive the payment, they need to ship the good to the importer or the buyer. So mostly the seller or exporter get the advantage while the importer or seller receive the high risk. For example, importer or buyer is Amir, while the exporter or seller is Aizat. Amir want to buy product from Aizat, so Amir and Aizat need to make a deal or contract between of them. After the contract was made, Amir have to make a payment first to the Aizat because Amir is really trust to the Aizat. After Aizat receive the payment from Amir, Aizat need to ship to the good to the Amir. This is usually advance payment was carried out because the trade value is not in a big amount, and also advance payment was carried out because the seller or buyer really trust each other. So when the seller and buyer or importer we and exporter don't have trust each other, they can use another method that will be presented by the next presenter. So I will pass it to the next presenter. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Nurul Hanis binti Kasim and my metric number is 273,036. So for documentary collection, is method of trade finance in which an exporter's bank forward documents to an importer's bank and collects payment for shipped goods. Documentary collection is less common than other forms of trade finance, such as letter of credit and advance payment. It is because it's less expensive than some methods, but also somewhat riskier. So it is generally limited to transactions between parties who have developed trust or are located in countries with strong legal system and contract enforcement. So, in this presentation on documentary collection method, we have the exporter, also known as principal, and the importer, also known as drawee. Both of them entered into a U-Sans sales contract whereby the importer has agreed to give to the exporter 90 days credit terms, which is expressed as 19 days after sight. They agree that method of payment will be by using documentary collection method or documents against acceptance. Then, once the contract has been signed, the exporter will ship out the goods to the importer via the shipping agent. After the exporter ship out the goods, the exporter will prepare the necessary trade document, including bills of lading and also a user's bills of exchange. The exporter will then prepare a cover letter containing complete and precise instructions. Then the exporter will forward all the trade documents as detailed in the cover letter to his bank, which is the remitting bank. Basically, the exporter is informing the remitting bank that they had shipped all the goods to the importer, and the exporter has wants the remitting bank to send all the documents over to the importer and to collect payment 19 days after sight on his behalf. Now, the remitting bank has to prepare a cover letter and then will be transferred over to the remitting bank. Remitting bank will then forward all documents to the collection or presenting bank. Normally, there are two banks here. The collecting bank is the remitting bank's agent, whereas the presenting bank is importer's bank. So when the document arrive at the collecting presenting bank, the collecting and presenting bank will then inform to the importer and that the instruction is to release the document against acceptance, which means the importer will have to go to the bank to accept the bills of exchange by signing on the face of the bill of exchange. Once the importer accepted the user's bills of exchange, the collecting presenting bank will then release the trade document to the importer. In the meantime, the goods has arrived at the port and the trade document that the importer will be able to clear the goods from the port. Then the importer will distribute goods out to the retailer and subsequently receive payment from the retailer for the goods. On maturity of the bill of exchange, which is after 19 days after the acceptance of the bill of exchange, the importer will make payment to the bank. The collecting presenting bank subsequently remits the payment to the remitting bank. When the remitting bank receives the payment, the remitting bank will credit the payment to the exporter's account. So that's all for the flow of document against acceptance in documentary collection method.
Okay, Assalamualaikum. My name is Nafika binti Azizam with metric number 273167. So in this slide is about the second type of the documentary collection, which document against payment where the importer required to pay the face amount of draft at site, meaning that the payment must be made to the bank when the buyer is presented with the draft and before any shipping documents are released. So looking at the picture is the flow of using this method of payment. So for the first flow is the exporter will ship out the good once the exporter and importer enter the sales contract. So in the second flow, which the exporter will prepare the trade documents, including the bill of lading, side bill of exchange, and the collection instruction, then forward to the remitting bank. And next, will be the remitting bank prepare their own collection instruction, then forward to the collecting or presenting bank to make a payment in order to collect the documents after the importer has to pay to the collecting or presenting bank. Collecting or presenting bank will release the trade document over the importer. So now we at the seed flow where the collecting or presenting bank make a payment to the remitting bank, and then remitting bank will credit the payment to the exporter account. So in the meantime, the goods have arrived at the port, and the importer is able to clear the goods with the trade documents they had.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nurul Shifa binti Muhammad Fadil. Number matric is 273180. Now I will explain about the letter of credit or documentary credit. The meaning of documentary credit is a bank written guarantee issue on behalf of the buyer to pay a seller. The seller a given sum of money provided that the document presented compliant with term and conditional of the documentary credit. That means if you want to make a transaction using documentary credit, you have to pay a sum of advance payment after the good want to send to you. Next, the principle. Firstly, issue by bank. Every documentary credit issued by bank at the request of buyer must bear burden and risk arising from consequently of such document credit opening. Secondly, containing payment undertaking documentary credit. Constituting a payment undertaking from issue bank to seller, so that the seller is no longer necessary to worry about credibility of buyer because issue bank has undertaken it. With the existences of the documentary credit, it gives more confidence to the exporter and importer. Thirdly, conditional undertaking. Documentary credit issued by bank is a conditional undertaking, means that the payment will made as long as seller has presented document that comply with term and conditional stipulated in the documentary credit. Fourthly, is involve certain party. Documentary credit issued by bank should involve party such as buyer, issue bank, paying bank, and seller. Lastly, time factor. Documentary credit has also time factor such as expiring date, latest shipment date, and latest presentation. With this, all the process will become more systematic. Next, the conditional payment undertaking. Firstly, the use documentary credit as a payment is agreed payment implementation for delivery of documentary transferring priority right to all supervision over any goods. It means the payment can only made if the document delivery are really in accordance with term and condition. Secondly, as consequences of the documentary undertaking of documentary credit, documentary credit can issue bank to not refuse payment if goods are not according the document. Lastly, I will explain about the advantage of the documentary credit. Firstly, as instrument in good purchase transaction, especially import good. If we look the method of advance payment or open account, it must have trust in one party. If one party change, it will have an impact in term of the good or money. With the documentary credit, it can make easier for all parties, and it's not easy for importer or exporter to take opportunity to cheat. Secondly, as financing basis of documentary credit, issue bank to finance importer. In this way, it can make it easier for the importer to make the finance. Thirdly, constituting a several method for party involved in trade transaction concerning uniformity in interpretation term in its implementation. Therefore, by using this method, it can avoid various problems.
Before I proceed to the process, the parties that involved in the process of letter of credit are importer, known as applicant, importer's bank, known as issuing bank, exporter, known as beneficiary because they will benefit from the LC, and exporter's bank, known as advising bank. So the process will begin when the both party had entered into a contract and then subsequently nominated the method of payment to be side letter of credit. Then the importer will request for the letter of credit with issuing bank. Next, the issuing bank will issue the LC to advising bank. The advising bank will authenticate and advise the LC and send to the exporter. Once the exporter receives the LC, exporter will check the LC to ensure whether it matches with the term of the sale contract. Once the document both match up, the exporter will ship out the goods over the importer. Then, the exporter will prepare the trade document and will check the document to ensure that the document comply with the term of the LC. Once the document comply to the LC, exporter will submit the document to their nominated bank for negotiation. Then the advising bank will subsequently examine the document to check that it is 100% compliant with the term of the LC. If the documents are 100% compliant with LC, advising bank will send the documents over with a cover letter to the issuing bank. Then the issuing bank will check again on their side whether the documents are 100% compliant. If 100% compliant, the issuing bank will send the document to the importer and demand for the importer to make the payment. Next, the importer make a payment to the issuing bank in exchange for the documents. Then, once receive the payment from the importer, the issuing bank will make the payment directly to the advising bank. Once receive the payment, the advising bank will forward the payment to the exporter. Lastly, the importer will be able to take possession of the goods when the goods have arrived at the port. In a conclusion, to succeed in today's global marketplace and win sales against foreign competitors, exporters must offer their customers attractive sales terms supported by the appropriate payment methods, because getting paid in full and on time is the ultimate goal for each export sale. An appropriate payment method must be chosen carefully to minimize the payment risk while also accommodating the needs of the buyer. As shown previously, there are 4 primary methods of payment for international transaction. During or before contract negotiation, you should consider which method is mutually desirable for you and your customer.